It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school, being recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationship with the University of Miami.
Patton, another good block, and Terrell lays it out.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. I thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSport.com, Lamar Thomas.
There he is, the great one, Lamar Thomas, and we welcome everybody once again to the Lamar Thomas Show on a Wednesday night. I'm Gary Ferman, he's LT, and man, you know, I was thinking back as I was watching the Open there to all the years, Lamar, that we've looked forward to Miami, Florida State, and all the great games and all the stories and the rivalry and everything else. And it's a little bit different right now. Of course, both teams are still trying to get their act back together. But Saturday night, 7:30, Hard Rock Stadium, LT, it's going to be lit. We know that.
Well, I mean, hey, I think both teams have been looking forward to this game. You know, obviously the season didn't start out best for both of them, but I think they've both been looking forward to this game just because, you know, it's almost one of those things where you say, oh, you only beat this team by so much. Oh, you only beat this team by so much. And no one really knows who shows up. But when you come together and you play each other, the rivalry games, anything happens, and it's for bragging rights in this great state of Florida.
And so I was talking earlier today and actually tweeted about it. One of the coolest FSU stories, I think, that's evolving right now, and it's special. It really is. And, you know, you're obviously in the middle of it. I don't know if you appreciate it as much as, you know, maybe I do, but Terrell Buckley, one of the magical names in Florida State history, he gets the head coaching job at the Orlando franchise of the XFL. And who does he hire as his assistant head coach? But the guy on the screen next to me, LT, Lamar Thomas, one of the greatest names, obviously, in Miami football history. And I just think that is so cool, Lamar. We're going to have Terrell Buckley on the show later tonight. You guys will obviously talk a little bit about that. But obviously, like I said, you're in the middle of it. Do you feel the specialness of that the way I do?
You know, we've been friends a long time, and, you know, it's amazing how one play can change a person's life. And I honestly can say me beating him for a touchdown changed my life because it showed me that I actually belonged in big time college football. So, I mean, it was a hot day in 1990. and he was talking cash crap to me, and he was, he kind of reminded me of Gary Coleman a little bit, but I wasn't going to say anything. It was very hot out there, and it happened. And when it happened, Leaping Lamar, the crap talker, was born. Because at that point, I knew I belonged in big-time college football. And when we have these guys on like Snoop Minnis and T-Buck, they'll tell you that these games against Florida State, you circled because you knew everybody in the whole country was going to be watching these games because it meant something to college football. And so for us to perform well and to have our name called by Keith Jackson and all these to walk in the mall and somebody say, hey, that was a great catch against Florida State, it meant something. So one touchdown, he might not like it, but I always tell the story. I mean, it brought us together. We've been friends ever since. We've helped each other get jobs, and now we're working together. So we'll see how long this friendship lasts, because I am the special teams coach also. So, and I know that guy gets yelled at a lot. So we'll see.
It's really cool. Like that you talked about that play. You were on the right side of that one, and then you've even become friendly with George Teague, who you were on the wrong side of that play. And it's really amazing how after you guys are done playing in college, how the bonds of some of these massive games just kind of carried over and brought you guys together, whether it's on the golf course or just friendships and, casual acquaintances and things like that. But it lives on. It lives on for many, many years and decades. And here you are decades later, and now you're going to coach a professional football team with T-Buck. I mean, it's really cool.
Gary, it's because of us as players, especially when you continue to go on and play. If it was that was the end, obviously it would hurt more. But when you continuously go on and play, you have more plays to make, and you get more plays made against you. You understand? That's what I always tell people when they bring up the whole George T thing. I go, hey, it happened. I mean, if I'm only on a couple of people's highlights film, I think I won, because I got thousands on mine. You understand what I'm saying? And for example, Clifton Abraham was drafted by the Buccaneers. And I remember telling him, hey, bro, whatever happened in college happened, man. We got to let that go. That's the advice I gave him, because people were giving him a little crap, but I had to eat my own words, because I became teammates with George T.
Right.
And it happens. And what do? You can't carry a grudge. They didn't try to hurt you. I mean, even for example, let's see, Earl Little put me out for a year. But it was part of the game. That's part of the game. It happens. You see these guys and after the game, and you're friends. I mean, we're part of a elite small fraternity that not many people get to play the game on the highest level. And if you play it for a long time, you're really part of a select few. So I'm blessed, and his friendship was born, and he's a great guy. But I can also say this. And most of my comrades, I don't know how they think about it. Those guys at Florida State, there's some really good guys that went there, and we respect them. I mean, we played some hard games against each other. They're tough games, but we respected the program because we got to play each other, and you won it on the field, and it was a mutual respect. Now, those other people in Gainesville, not too much respect for them, because it was all hearsay. Oh, yeah, we could have beat you. Oh, we think we beat them. No, bro. Meet us on the field and let's solve it. But no, you want to take us off the schedule. So it is what it is.
All right, you guys see all that great Canes gear behind Lamar tonight. That's because he is sitting in Caneswear, your headquarters for Canes game day and every other day of the week and year. And they're loaded up with merchandise for this Miami FSU game. They've got all the Miami Knights gear that everybody thought was going to be featured against Florida State this week. But it's not going to be a Miami Knights game, but that doesn't mean that you can't wear the Miami Knights stuff to the stadium on Saturday night. Lamar's showing off some of the hats, and they got a lot of it.
We got a lot of it. I got more to show, because we got more to show. But on Thursday, 10 to 7, Friday, 10 to 8, Saturday, 10 to 7, and Sunday, you'll be a little hungover. Win, lose, or draw. 11-5. So come on in here. They got a lot of it. I'll be showing a lot of it off later on in the show, but got a lot of gear that obviously we decided to wear orange, the football team, but they got a lot of this Miami Nights gear because it is a night game. So come on in here and get some of it.
Well, the way this stuff works is like Adidas will come up with this promotion like a year in advance, and it'll just be assumed that Miami is going to have a Miami Nights game the next year. And they produce all this stuff, the jerseys, everything. But what if the coach doesn't want a Miami Nights game, Lamar? and what if they don't want to go the gimmicky route here with the team 4-4 and that kind of thing, and they don't want to do that promotion? Well, then it's not going to happen. But
it's not.
And it's not, right. But Caneswear pre-ordered all this merchandise.
Pre-ordered it, so they got a bunch of it here, and it's sweet. I mean, this is a golf polo right here. It's so lightweight. It's a Florida. I mean, black, but you can wear it. It's lightweight. I mean, I'm probably gonna wear it on the golf course when I get to play T-Buck. By the way, the last time we played golf, he beat me by 1 stroke, but he gave me 10 strokes. I won the money. So yeah, come on down here and get some of this, and just understand there's a lot of it. And I'll be showing it off later on tonight. And there's some of it right there. Sweet. Those are sweet right there.
Yeah, you gotta like buy into the neon green. I think, Lamar. Yeah. I mean, you're a fashionista. Like, are you feeling that neon green?
I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it because it's kind of reminding me of the Orlando Guardians. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go, Orlando. Let's go.
All right, so Caneswear, the store is on University Drive in Davie. You could stop by there. You could shop at caneswear.com to get all your Canes gear. The show tonight is also sponsored by the law office of Christine Rosendahl, Esquire, PA. And you see the phone number on the bottom of the screen, 561-512-6199. And her email address, Christine Rosendahl, esqpa@hotmail.com. She's the lady we've been talking about this whole year. If you're in South Florida and you get in a jam of any type, and we're not judging, like everybody's lives get complicated from time to time. It could be just about anything. She is a great lady to call. And really, Lamar keeps her card in his wallet.
That's right.
Because you just never know. And, I'm sure if you call the office, they'll send you a business card as well. And you can keep her card in your wallet. Also, there it is. And it's, it's a good thing to have, man.
A unique card.
You just never know what's going to happen out there. And LT, are you eating anything tonight? Anybody feeding you this evening?
Well, I tell you what, I got some pliables. I wanted a smoothie, as they would call it. I think this is what kind of drink is this? It's a smoothie. I want to say it has peanut butter, banana, grass powder. Maybe it's maybe it's a dolce, banana, chocolate, protein, peanut butter, and coconut milk.
You're eating. Sounds like you're eating healthy these days, Lamar.
Oh well, I'm trying, but I also go by Piece of Heaven. I went by Piece of Heaven today, where the taste is a step above. Matter of fact, one of the viewers, he actually came down today and he gave me his whole itinerary. And he's a big time show watcher of ours, and he was like, "I'm going by Piece of Heaven, and I'm going by Caneswear, and then I'm going to practice tomorrow." I got to figure out his name. I forgot it. That's bad on my part, but want to say thanks to him by going by there, and that was awesome. I mean, the guy watches the show. He said, he asked me, was the product good? I said, go on by there and get you some, boy. And he went by there, brought his whole family, and voila.
All right. Well, let's bring in the voice of the fan, Bruce Warner now, and let's turn the conversation to the Miami Hurricanes and the game at Virginia last weekend. And Lamar, I'm watching that game, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what are they going to throw at us next? It's like, what is coming? What is left, Lamar? I mean, it was absolutely insane. All of a sudden, here we are. And we're at Virginia, and we're in a defensive scrum. Where did that come from? Okay. Jake Garcia, I mean, looked like he was in a Space Jam movie. I mean, like somebody just took away all his talent. I've been watching Jake for 2 years. He's got a lot more than what he showed in the Virginia game. I think he was scared out of his mind. I want you to talk about that. He looked scared. He looked rattled. He looked like he had it pounded into him all week. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Holding it too long, delivering it late, behind receivers, wide left, wide right. The coaches got spooked. They had to scale back the offense. Even on 3rd and 8, when you're trying to win the game, they just ran the ball in the middle and kicked the field goal and said, we'll take our chances in overtime. We ain't throwing the ball.
Thank goodness for Parrish, because without him, I don't think they would have been even close. He was great.
I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this. We're very fortunate to get a win. Virginia, dropping passes in the end zone, falling down, getting tackled on the 2 and 3 yard line. We're very fortunate to get that win. I mean, we've been on the other side of that last year. I think we were on the other side of that a bunch. But, we're just very fortunate to get that win. And like you said, that's what I saw as I watched the game twice. I saw a team that a game plan on offense. I'm not talking about defense. On offense, that was kind of scaled back, quick passes, trying to get the ball out of his hands fast, not giving him too many complicated plays, a lot of screens, almost bubbles in a sense, couple trick, 1 or 2 trick plays that didn't work. I think it was a scaled back offense, but it got the win. And maybe, and I'm just saying it, maybe they're saving it for the Seminoles.
Oh yeah.
You think?
Right. What are they saving? The stuff that was on the sidelines at Texas A&M that Gary watched and scoop up. That's what I don't get it. Look, we're 4-4. Who knows?
Yes.
We could be 7-1. We could be 1-7. It's a disaster, and the injuries are bad. But you know what? Some of this stuff's starting to come back now. Look, maybe Van Dyke will play. Maybe Chaney will play soon. Restrepo did play last week. Yeah. Another great catch by Young down the sideline when he jumped up and caught that ball.
That was a good throw, too.
Don't forget to mention my man, Leonard Taylor.
I was going to talk about him.
At the top. He's like you. He catches the balls at the top. And he uses his body to shield people. And Taylor had a great game. He's right. He was all over the place when he's in. But I think he's going to play a lot more this week. I think he's going to get in there a lot more.
I got some funny stories on him, but I'll let Lamar say his piece first. Did Lamar just lock up on us?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my God, we got LT frozen in the middle of the screen.
He's probably eating the pizza. He probably did it on purpose.
he's just like looking at us frozen. Let me tell you.
You're a bum.
I don't know what happened, but let's.
Hey, what are the colors of his Orlando team?
We'll let him. We'll let him regroup there. But yeah, I actually got some funny Leonard Taylor stories because on CaneSport we got some good stuff coming up tomorrow. And what happened was, he wasn't playing great early in the season, and it had a lot of people rattled because obviously there were very high hopes for Leonard Taylor coming into the season, and his mom is sitting there with his dad, and they're watching the game at Texas A&M, and they're like, why isn't Leonard on the field? Like, he's hardly playing. Like, what's going on? And we've been noticing all year. We've probably talked about it on this show and some of the other shows, Bruce, the post-game shows, CaneSport Live, that he really wasn't getting a ton of reps, 20, 25 reps a game. He was playing like 1 out of every 3 reps on defense, and it just didn't seem to make sense. I mean,
but not only that, Gary, he would sack the quarterback and they take him out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really bizarre. All right, we got LT back.
Penetrating in the back. It was creative.
Give me 1 second, Bruce. Let me get Lamar back here. So
you don't need him.
You froze up on us, Lamar. It was the funniest thing. I'm talking to you, and you're like in the screen all
like this,
like
I was
just
animated.
You were frozen.
Well, check this out, guys. I'm pulling from my phone right now. I don't know what happened to the internet here at Caneswear, but I'm pulling from my phone, so hopefully no one calls me. So, but I'm back. But the point I was making, I think I was going off on Leonard Taylor.
Leonard Taylor, yeah, we're talking about
he could be the new LT. Okay, what a game this kid is. I've seen a lot of improvement, but I tell you something from watching the film. Leonard Taylor has become successful because of his get off, added pounds, but also in technique, but also because number 6, who demands double teams in short yardage.
Yep.
That guy, what's his name? What's number 6?
Terrell Jackson.
Terrell Jackson.
That dude is a beast.
He's
a
gonna be
big summer gun. Yes. And because they have to double team him, Taylor's able to make some plays in single blocking. Because I was like, man, Leonard Taylor's get off is incredible right now. And he's doing some good things, handwork, placement, and all that stuff. But number 6 is causing them to, he's a mountain. You can't move a mountain.
Well, I was just telling Bruce.
That's what I've been saying, Lamar, all season, off season, during the interviews. We need defensive tackles that can create havoc. Now that we're starting to see that, it's getting there.
I might even call him LT.
That is his initials.
So I'm telling Bruce the story, and we actually have this story on CaneSport tomorrow morning. So the new LT's mom is sitting there watching the Texas A&M game and saying to her husband, like, why isn't LT playing? Like, where is he? What's going on? And we've been talking all year. He's getting 20, 25 snaps a game and couldn't really understand why. Well, the coaches weren't happy with him. They were trying to light a fuse under him. He wasn't practicing hard enough. He wasn't eating properly. He was losing weight. You just mentioned weight, Lamar. He was losing weight, and he was getting pushed around because of it. And so his mom made a phone call to his NIL agent, who connected. Wow. Yeah, you believe this? Wow. The mom calls the NIL agent, like, "Hey, what's going on? Can you find out what's going on?" And he says, "Well, he connects the mom with the coaches, and they end up having a meeting at Mario's office with the mom and the coaches, and everybody's sitting around. And Mario starts throwing the tape up on the screen and showing his mom, like, look at this." And it's LT getting pushed around. He's not he's not doing this. He's not doing this. He's not doing this. He's not doing this. And mom took charge of the situation. I mean, she said, she looked at LT. She was like, "Are you kidding me?" And she, LT and his mom are very close, and he doesn't want to disappoint his mom. And she stepped in, Lamar, and she is the reason he's playing better. Seriously, she got him eating properly. She cooks for him every Sunday, makes a whole bunch of food. Now, this is a kid that's got access to a training table. Okay, and the budget is not small anymore at LT. It's not like when you were there, which is why you stayed skinny. I mean, they got a serious training table now. But he's got the mom on Sundays spends her whole day cooking all kinds of food up for him that he used to love growing up as a kid. He comes to the house, he picks it all up and takes it home. He's eating more. He's paying closer attention to his technique and his coaches. And you're seeing the results on the field. So I'd like to give Joe Salavea all the credit, but no, man, it's Mom LT. She gets it all.
Well, it's a little weird story there.
It's weird. It's funny as hell, man. It'll be on CaneSport in the morning.
But I'm gonna tell you this: we keep calling him LT. I'm gonna tell you the world-renowned LT is gonna have a problem with anybody calling. He tells me all the time I'm not even in his top 5 LTs. So,
who's in the top 5 with Danny Tomlinson?
Well, he said no. He told me I wasn't in his top 8 the last time I talked to him. And he said, "Hell, 2," and he said, "You'll move down to about 6." I said, "Why?" He said, 2 of them about to die." So that guy, man. But hey, the kid is playing well. Leonard is playing well, and he had some very timely plays, tackles and tackle for losses and some sacks. I mean, that's when you can get pressure without blitzing, it helps.
Sure.
Okay. That's what, back in the day, a couple years ago, that's made Alabama very special. They could get to you without, just with a 4-man rush, as I call it. I mean, hell, they didn't need to blitz. They only blitz when you piss them off, and that goes back to our days when you have defensive linemen that can get to that pass rusher, have defensive ends and a push up the middle like a Sapp or Russell Maryland or a Cortez Kennedy. Man, you put that defense, because those quarterbacks are looking to either run or get rid of that ball. And a lot of times when they try to get rid of it, the receivers aren't to their depth.
causes overthrows, underthrows, all kind of bad things happen. And also, they also get to find out how fast those defensive linemen get to those guys, and they can't stop. They don't stop until they hit the ground. It's like a train. They don't stop.
Hey, let's talk offense for a minute here. Snoop Minnis is going to be joining us soon. Is scheduled to. So, LT, you were watching Jake Garcia, and you've been out to some of the scrimmages and stuff, and probably not quite as many practices as I have, but
no,
I can tell you, I've watched a lot of Jake Garcia. I've never seen him look even close to like that. Okay, he's not a bad quarterback. He's got a decent arm. He's got a little bit of an it factor. He was a head case, in my opinion, the other day. I mean, you could see it watching him, right?
Yeah, but it was also, and I didn't really think about it until the second time I watched the game, and I'm like, the announcer said this is his first career start.
Yep.
I'm like, holy crap, it is. It really is. And it's almost like one of those. Everybody cheers for the backup guy. But we wanted him to get in there. We wanted to see him because we saw he was in there at first. He got hurt. Then he comes back. TBD takes over. Now he's the backup guy. TBD's not playing well. Put Jake Garcia in. He does okay. Has some great throws, some flashes. But now it's all you, buddy. And it was almost like, I think, and I wasn't in that offensive meeting, but to me, it really looked like those coaches said, we're going to make sure he doesn't lose the game for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
We're not going to put him in a position
he
to
knew
lose
it.
the game. Yes.
He knew it.
Yes.
And in the other games he played, there's no pressure on him when you come off the bench and you're losing. Now he knows all week he's going to start. He was probably like this the whole week. He's nervous.
And let me tell you something. Some of those throws, what you touched on earlier, Gary, they were late. I mean,
very late.
That one across the middle at the end of the game, I think it was in one of the overtimes, a dig where they were, it was like 3rd and 9.
Yep.
They threw a dig to about 20 yards. That ball was behind the defender. Should have caught it.
Yes.
But he knocked it down. I think he was surprised. So very fortunate to get this victory, man. So, I mean, I'm not mad. I'm actually, I feel better when you lose to a team like Middle Tennessee State and you lose to a team like Duke and you get a win against Virginia, they've caused us so much pain ever since that Orange Bowl ending victory. I'm okay with it. I don't care if it was about hell. I thought it was going to be 1-0 the game. I didn't know how they were going to get one, but I thought the way it looked for a long time. It looks like a baseball score, maybe even a soccer score.
Yeah.
But we were able to pull it out.
Last year we lost because our kicker hit the goalpost and it didn't go in. These guys the other day hit the goalpost and went through. So it's just the luck of the draw.
We got to give kudos to him now. I mean, Borgalis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, 4 kicks. Was it 4?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was.
I mean, and I go back and watch the game, Gary. It looked like he was talking crap to the team too. After he made the field goal, maybe he was talking. I don't know. It looked like he was talking noise to him.
Yeah, he turned around. He faced the Virginia guy. He was saying something because he didn't just walk off to the sidelines to get ready to kick off again.
I like that type of moxie there. I like that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
But when all the TVD Jake Garcia conversation back earlier in the season started up, I wrote a column and I said, "Be careful what you wish for if you turn on your quarterback." And I think the fan base got an example of that live and in living color last week. And sometimes maybe, and Lamar, you're the assistant head coach of the XFL Orlando franchise now, so you can certainly comment on this. Can coaches sometimes overcoach and get in a kid's head a little too much?
Oh yeah, they can. They can overcoach. They can lose you ball games. I mean, the coaches have sometimes they do a little bit too much. You want to prepare your kids and have them ready for the game, but you don't want to overdo it. So because you want kids to play fast. You don't want them thinking too much and thinking about making mistakes. And I just always say, hey man, just go out and play and have fun, man. Have a lot of fun out there, and just remember you're blessed to be out there. And so when you say that to them, hey, you're going to make mistakes and I'm going to get on you. That's my job. But we got to keep going, man. We can't just dwell on you drop the pass, and now since I have little girls, I don't know how this is going to work because, you know, before I gave them a couple of choice words, but now I'm going to be like, oh, it's okay. You dropped that ball. It's okay. Stand on the sideline. You probably won't go in for a long time, but it's okay. It's okay.
Eddie daycare. So if the coaching staff or Gaddis tells him, listen, we're going to dial it down.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want those same bad picks.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible in his mind he's thinking, oh, shit, I can't blow this game? So he gets more nervous because he's afraid to make a mistake. You're not loose like that.
Well, that could be it. That could be part of it. I mean, again, this is his first start. And there were a lot of plays. I tried to go back and say, did I see these type of plays before? And they ran a lot of mesh routes, which they did run a lot. They do run a lot of mesh routes, which takes a long time to develop. Mm-hmm. And I think the other teams are waiting for them now. But some of those plays, they're trying to get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback, just like the screen play early in the game. I think it was a screen where the running back dropped the ball on the left side. It was a third down. You think about it, they're just trying to make sure he doesn't get rattled. No doubt. Then to bring in the other quarterback and run the Lamar Jackson plays, as I call them. The other team is going to figure that out at some point. We got to see this kid throw the ball.
We got some guys coming on the show here in a second that might call them the Charlie Ward plays.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Hey, when I was Bruce Warner, the voice of the fan / offensive coordinator, the last play of the game when he ran it for a touchdown,
yes,
and he had the tight end coming across behind him. That's the play I've been saying all along. We should roll out and dump it off to one of the tight ends.
But you never throw back across your body. But I can tell you this, because I had two of my friends say, "Man, he should have thrown it." Are you kidding me, bro?
No.
All the bad crap that's happened. Yeah. The bird could have flown
not just that LT.
A fly or something, anything, just run it, just jump in there. Don't throw. He was about to. He wound up.
Yeah, I know, but LT, if he throws that ball, it would have been flagged for ineligible man downfield because all the offensive linemen were already in the end zone. They were
blocking like the running play. That's what I said. It's why
it would have been ineligible man downfield if he threw the pass. Hey, anyway, I'm sitting here cracking up because we got a guy that's popped into the studio here, and he's calling himself Cane Killer. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So before I bring him on the show, do I have your permission, LT? It's your show. It's the Lamar Thomas show. Can we bring a guy on the show that calls himself Cane Killer?
No. Well, let me look him in the eye. Bring him on. Let me look him in the eye first. There he is. Oh yeah, he was a Cane Killer. Now stop that. How you?
Throw my jab, baby. I have to throw my jab.
It is that week.
Hey, nothing but respect, though. Nothing but respect, baby.
Yeah, say hello to Snoop Minnis, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
You better behave, Snoop, because I'm going to call Kelvin and he'll come on the show because I know how you guys go back and forth.
Yeah.
Ugly.
You already know what it is, baby.
Yeah.
So let's. So Snoop, I've heard from a lot of Florida State guys this week. You guys are feeling real good about this game that's upcoming at 7:30 on Saturday, which probably should have been played at 9 a.m. on PBS.
At Trash Powell.
Yeah. You guys are feeling real good right now, huh?
We feeling good, but it's a rivalry game, man. You never know what happened in these games, Y'all was feeling good last year, and look what happened. We wind up pulling it out. So you never know, man. But as far as our chances on my side, I feel real good about our chances.
Well, whenever you guys talk about winning that game last year, we all felt like we were winners because you guys won the game, but we felt like because you won the game, we were to win and get rid of Manny Diaz. So we all felt like winners at that point. So we appreciate that.
You still feel that way?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna ride with my guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ride or die with my classmate now. He's my classmate.
All right, Snoop.
We all right. We'll see on Saturday. But let's get to something else. Why did a kid from Miami Northwestern, the Bulls, one of the historic programs here in the city, the Bulls, why did Snoop decide to go up and live in Burt Reynolds trailer park?
Hey, the Bulls just inducted me into the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Congrats,
By
man.
the way.
I appreciate that, man. You know, I grew up a Canes fan, man.
Mm-hmm.
Diehard Canes fan, watching you guys play. Brett Pierman, my cousin Melvin Bratton. You know, I wore number 13 because of him. He wore number 13 at my high school, Northwestern, and my cousin Gary Ferman. But the question is because the Canes wasn't recruiting me hard for some reason. I think that I think Bush Davis thought that I was going to come automatically because I was from here. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to come at me as hard, you know. But yeah, that was one of the reasons. But the main reason was because they was going on probation when I was coming out. I came out in '96 and I went on probation, and I was all about championships. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to compete and win the national championship. So that was one of the deciding decisions, main factors for my decision.
So that really plays a part in kids' decisions. A program, you know, when a program is on or going on probation, even though you grew up in the shadow and loving the program, that really was a deciding factor.
It was, you know what I'm saying? Then with me, you know, I was all about championships, and then watching y'all boys, you know, y'all was winning it, you know what I'm saying, competing for it every other year, you know. So that's what I wanted, man. You know, I wanted to hold that trophy up one day, you know what I'm saying, get me a ring. And but that was the main factor for me not going to Miami.
So when you get to Florida State, and well, I'm pretty sure that home visit that you had with probably one of the greatest persons to ever coach college football, Bobby Bowden. What was that like?
It was amazing, man. He actually came down during the parade. We won the state championship that year. I came, and we was collecting rings, collecting money to buy rings for the Martin Luther King parade. And he came down, you know, everybody saw him, you know, 6'1", and they was like, "Oh, that's Bobby Bowden," you know. So they escorted him to my house, man. Somebody told me he gave $100 donation, you know, towards rings, you know, or whatnot. You know,
I think that's illegal. I'm gonna get back that championship ring. But go ahead.
Hey, but yeah, he came in, man. You know, it was a great experience, you know, and the reason I went to Florida State because it was like a family vibe, you know, and then I respected Florida State because they always gave you boys a battle, you know what I'm saying? So they never backed down to y'all, you know what I'm saying? I respected that, you know, and then they was competing for national championship as well. So that was one of the main reasons I went to Florida State. And Coach Bowden, he was like my coach at high school. He was a disciplinarian, you know what I'm saying? He was gonna hold you accountable, you know what I'm saying, work you hard and hold you accountable, be the best you.
Now, when you talk about Bobby Bowden, I mean, the respect was definitely there for us. I mean, it's always a hard game, University of Miami against Florida State University, but the man himself, Bobby Bowden, I think he carried so much weight with you guys. So many great guys, I could say, and I know my Canes brethren is going to hate this, but so many great guys that came out of there because of the man. And what were some of the lessons that he might have taught you as you know, as you've grown up? You know,
he was about God. You know, faith in the Lord above. He was about family. That was the main thing, family. You know, so the things that he helped instill in me, I carry on to the day. You know what I'm saying? As far as being there for my family, you know, and holding them accountable. You know, to be them best selves, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that he instilled to me, I instilled in my kids to the day, you know, and help them be as successful as they are, you know, in life. And I appreciate him for that.
And he never cursed, not once.
He never cursed, bro. Always was a dad. He almost slipped up.
Dadgummit.
He almost slipped up though. We was playing the Florida Gators and Javon Walker dropped a ball and he came to the sideline. Bobby Brown went, "Boy, you God damn it!" But he almost it didn't come out though. It didn't come out. But yeah, he never cursed. I never heard him curse, man. 4 years I was there, I never heard him curse.
So okay, so what was it like? Okay, so we've gotten through the whole Bobby Bowden. You know, we've got a great man, great passing along to you guys. What was it like to go from a big city like Miami to a small city like Tallahassee? Like I did the opposite. I came from Ocala, Gainesville to a big city. But what was that like? Tell the viewers what that was like.
It was cool because we had a lot of boys from Miami already up there. You know,
Right.
to adjust. You know, back then, you know, shoot, during the half our team was from Miami. You know, from Kansas City, Northwestern. You know, Broward. We had the Lamont Green. You know, Samari Road and all them boys, Troy Saunders and all them boys, Sean Key. So it was. Look, I had Miami boys up there, so it felt like I was at home. So it was me.
Yeah, that was all the guys we didn't want. But go ahead. Some big names, by the way. So your first season, your first time getting to play, coming out. Tell me a little bit about like coming out in that stadium. What's it called? It was Doak Campbell. They renamed the Bobby Brown Stadium yet?
Man, Doak Campbell and Doak Campbell South, man. Listen, man, ain't nothing like it. You know, ain't nothing like Doak Campbell in the Orange.
Yeah,
I love the atmosphere. You know, of games. You know, Florida State. You know, whether it was in Tallahassee or here in the Orange Bowl. You know, and then playing against players who have who's on your caliber, talent. Mentality wise, you know, with that dog in them, you know, if you can't ask for nothing better, you know what I'm saying? You know, that adrenaline, getting up for those guys, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, iron sharpening iron, you know, and that's why I got so much respect, you know, for Miami, you know what I'm saying? Y'all former players and, you know, such as my teammates as well, you know, because you guys, hey, I mean, the battles, you know, that we had when we played against y'all, man, it was nothing like it, bro.
You know, so when you get the chance to play the University of Miami for the first time, were you freshman? What was, I know probably because it's such a big game and you're from down here, hard to sleep, or you had guys calling you, talking crap on the phone, and tell me what was going on.
Yeah, I had Al Blaze, God rest his soul. Sending messages to me, talking trash, you know, for the people we had up in Tallahassee, you know. But the adrenaline was there, you know. I was excited because I was playing against my hometown team. So when you're playing against your hometown team, you want to do great, you know what I'm saying? And to come here and play down here in the Orange Bowl, you know, for my first game, it was special for me. I had my whole family here, and you know, Peter Ward, he was starting in front of me, but since I was a hometown guy, Coach Bowden started me that game.
Wow.
I wound up getting my first touchdown, you know, that game, you know, we got the victory, you know.
He just wanted to recruit some South Florida kids. That's what he wanted to do.
We got the victory.
Look how much we're playing Snoop this game, man.
Yeah, but man, it was a great feeling, Lamar, you know what I'm saying, to come and play your hometown team, have success again, them, have your family there watching it, you know, come out with the victory, man. It's a great feeling.
And how many times did you I can't. It's hard for me to say beat. It's how many times did you wind up on the winning side?
Oh, 3
University of Miami?
1, baby. 3-1. My last game was in 2000 when we lost to you guys, Ken Dorsey.
For the game. Was that the greatest team in the history of University of Miami? They said?
No, that was the year after the 2000.
Oh, okay.
You know, but my senior year was the Wild Right 3. You know. Okay. That was a classic, man. You guys got up on the 17 zip. We wound up coming back, and then Dorsey hit Shockey, you know, for the game winner. We missed the field goal. And y'all.
Now that team have Ed Reed and all those guys? What was that like playing against those guys?
It was great. Those my guys. You know, those my guys to the day. You know what I'm saying? We brothers, man. But it was Ed Reed, Santana Moss. You know, my teammate Nate Webster. You know. Al Blaze, man, y'all had some Dan Morgan, you know, a lot of guys who I have much respect for. Quincy Morgan, you know, y'all was deep, you know. But playing against those guys, you got to bring your A game, you know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna bring their A game, you know what I'm saying? They got that dog, you know, so they're gonna give it to you 60 minutes. So, and that's what I loved about that rivalry.
So now, was that the year that you guys wound up playing for the national championship, even though you didn't deserve to be in there?
Listen, man, if we deserve to be there, y'all ain't deserve to be there.
Y'all
lost to Washington.
You got 2 points in the title game, right?
Listen, I ain't playing. So, you know, hey, You know, but
just making a point. That's all. I'm just an instigator.
Hey, listen, you beat Washington. You know.
So you got a championship. You got championship ring.
1999, we went wide to wire first team and AP history to go wide to wire #1.
Lamar, you need one of those vomit bags. I could see it in your face.
I mean, the only reason why we weren't wire to wire was because no one wanted to vote for us in the beginning. I mean, they vote. Put it this way, they voted for your coach first. He prayed about it. They voted first. They said, "Oh, they won't make it," and you went wire to wire.
And you know the best story of all involving these two schools. I know he wasn't there, but I don't know if you were there, LT. When they made that video before the season, and they came down to Miami, Florida State, they got shut out.
Oh, he wasn't even born. He wasn't even born then, dog.
He was born.
But he was in middle school. He was in middle school.
The minute made that one.
Hey, Snoop, I want to talk to you about something for a minute because, you guys, obviously Miami, Florida State has been as heated a rivalry as there is in college football. And I was talking to Lamar about this earlier. The thing that's like amazing to me, having watched it for all these decades, is that when you guys are done playing, you become friends. Like you and Lamar, like I'm just sitting here watching the two of you go at it. It's like you guys are friends and you respect each other. And, Terrell Buckley, who's as much of a Knoll as anybody, one of the greatest names in Florida State history, he just became the head coach of the Orlando franchise of the XFL. And what does he do? He hires Lamar Thomas, the Miami guy, to be his assistant head coach. Like, to me, it's unbelievable. I mean, to me, it's the most wonderful thing in the world. What's your viewpoint on it?
It's the respect, bro. Like I told you, we're a mirror image of each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's the respect that we have for each other. Like Lamar, he sent me a text today. As soon as he sent me a text, show me you want me on, I'm there. Anything I can do to support, Santana, Ed, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like we brothers, man. Like once we're on that field now, I don't know you. You may enemy, bro. But once we get off, what I'm saying, it's all love. I can't say that for the Gators. All right.
See, we all had that in common. It's some people up in Gainesville, man, besides my parents and my brother, my family. Other than that, they all can skedaddle.
Yeah.
Hey, and plus T-Buck is smart. He knows he's got to bring a coach and have a coaching staff that's winner. They need winners. He's a winner. Yeah. He's not stupid. He knows he's got to bring in a winner.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you this, Snoop. I remember I worked out for the Miami Dolphins, and you were out there working out too. And you thought I was already on the team. I'm like, bro, I'm working out, bro. I'm working out too. I said, man, I'm working out just like you, bro. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro.
I was watching you do your thing before I got there, so I thought you was already there. I didn't know you.
He said, hey man, I appreciate you helping me, man. I appreciate it. I said, bro, I was working out just like you. Shoot, hey man, I know Dave Wanstead got rid of my ass too. Shit.
Yeah, man. Those were the days, bro. Those were the days.
Where did you play in the NFL, Snoop?
I got drafted with the Chiefs in 2001. I finished with them in 2000. I got hurt. And finished with them in 2003, played for the Bucks for a year. And then I played with the Dolphins and got hurt in the preseason. I got a spine injury, so I had to retire.
It's amazing. As I look, you started 11 out of the 15 games you played in.
Yeah, in the NFL.
Like
I got
wow.
hurt. I got hurt. I got a concussion, and then I broke my foot. You know how them injuries is, bro.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was.
I mean, we're all fortunate if you make it that far. It's coming at some point.
Yeah.
You just try to keep going as long as you can, and once you get to that point where you can't, then you got to just get out of there. Because basically what you're doing, if you don't get out, you're gonna cause more serious harm.
That's what happened with me. Like with me, I got a concussion, like I said, and I tried to come back, in the game, that same game, and I wound up coming back earlier than I should have, and when I went with the Dolphins, I got my spine injury. I came back sooner than I should have, and now I'm having lingering effects from it, today. Right about that.
What was it like? What was it like playing in Kansas City?
Oh man, it was great. It was a college atmosphere, bro. Kansas City, been at Florida State or Miami, bro. And then the thing with Kansas City, they do the chop.
I know.
They do the chop too.
I knew you. I knew you. Once the question started coming out of my mouth, I said he's gonna bring up the chop.
You better, baby. They do
So you were at home, bro.
I was at home, man. And then, at Florida State, whenever I made a catch, the whole crowd would be like, Snoop. And they did the same thing at Kansas City, And the fans, man, they so welcome, man. Like, till today, bro, I'm shown so much love, what I'm saying, like at Florida State or when I go back to Kansas City, I took my son back for the AFC Championship game when the year we won the Super Bowl. The fans, they recognized me. They showed me and my son so much love. It was super cold up there, so I never been in this in the stands before. So they have the warmers that you put in your glove, that you put in your feet. I ain't know nothing about that. I'm up there freezing, bro.
Florida boy. You're Florida.
I'm up there freezing, bro. Me and my son, the fans, they came and gave me some warmers to put me. I mean, just nothing but love. The staff. They took my son on a tour of the stadium, showed my son the picture that they have of me inside the stadium. It just was a great time, man.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the real reason this weekend. So tell me about what you're thinking about the Miami Hurricanes against the Florida State Seminoles.
Is Van Dyke playing?
It's looking like he's trending in that direction.
Okay, I like y'all hanging in, and I like y'all chances better if he play.
Of course,
no doubt.
Don't, I ain't even worried about it.
Wow.
Third, but if he play, I still like us. I still think I know we're gonna win. But if he play, I think y'all gonna give us a go.
I mean,
why are you so optimistic? I mean, I'm watching Florida State this year. They were lucky to beat LSU. They were lucky to beat Louisville. They lost 3 games in a row. They could have 5 losses right now, Snoop, at least 4. I mean, they could be struggling the way Miami's struggling.
Listen, man, we tough against the run right now on defense, bro. I ain't passing that ball, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like our chances. I don't see y'all putting up points against that defense.
That defensive line is, man, they big.
We got love it back, number 0, our nose guard. So he's back now, you know what I'm saying? So I love our chances, man. We can run the ball, we can throw the ball, and y'all been having a hard time against the pass, so I like our chances, man.
I can't disagree with you.
Yeah, I can't either, bro.
I hate to be on your show saying what I'm saying, but I mean it's facts,
Can't. Virginia,
I mean
20 points in most of these games. I think we're gonna have a real problem with their quarterback. That kid can run, he's really good.
Yeah.
That big receiver, Wilson, that kid is real good. That's a matchup nightmare for us. I know Lamar's covering his eyes, and everybody else is probably going to curse me out. But I got to be honest. I think they can blow us out. They're pretty damn good.
It's a blowout.
And listen, that's why I say I like y'all better if Van Dyke playing. I think he'd keep it close, but we still put it up. But yeah, man, I think that we should showcase Wilson more too, man. I don't think he's been getting the ball enough. Yeah.
Early in the season, he was getting everything, but now they're kind of going away. I don't know if they're rolling safeties on him. I don't know what they're doing, but
no, they haven't.
They haven't been. Okay. In the other matchup nightmare, he mentioned their defensive line. What's our weakness? The offensive line. Come on. Yeah. Let's be serious.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Now, next year and the year after that, you have a snowball's chance in hell with the recruits that Mario's bringing in. But right now, Snoop, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Bruce, you're killing Lamar here, man. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Just the thought of losing to Florida State. I mean,
I'm just sucking up to the guest. What the hell?
I mean, everything you're saying, bro. I can't even. Usually I come back and discount it, but there's nothing I really can say, man. I'm watching the same things you watching. I mean, I'm just hoping.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping that we were saving everything last week to surprise you guys, okay? Mm-hmm. And that the rivalry itself comes alive.
And that's what I mean. You never know what's gonna happen in the rivalry game. I'm just saying the advantage and disadvantages, but when it comes to, once that ball snapped, in the rivalry game, you never know what's gonna happen, bro.
I mean, 7:30, it's gonna be a lot of drunk patrons there.
The game is sold out, so the adrenaline gonna be going. Both sides gonna bring their A game. Hey, we'll see what happens.
Hey, Snoop, I see that artwork up behind you there. Is that a Lamar Thomas like figurine?
That's the Florida State remodeled and they used to have the consensus All-Americans up, so they gave it to me.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah,
Hey, by the way,
some applause for that.
did you get? Didn't you get inducted into Florida State's Hall of Fame too?
Yes.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I just got it to Florida State Hall of Fame August 26th, first game of the season. It was a great ceremony.
Yeah,
special moment. The work we put in. And I'm a team guy, and I'm about team goals. I've never been about individual accomplishment. But to have my career over and to get honored, what I'm saying, like I did, it's special, man. And
it is.
Felt great.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, that is very special. But going back to that thing up there on the wall, they gave all the consensus All-Americans that?
I don't know. They gave me mine.
Well, okay. Well, now I'm gonna say this before my next guest comes on. So they gave T-Buck one, and he got a life-size picture of himself. Huh?
And T-Buck got all right. T-Buck can't carry his to his house. He's a teammate. Mine wasn't. I ain't accomplished what T-Buck accomplished.
Man, brother, you accomplished a lot. You accomplished a lot, and let me tell you something. Respect is here, and man, we appreciate having you on the show, man. What time you get into the stadium?
I'm gonna go to talk to the team. So I'm gonna be a little tailgating. So I'm gonna be there early, probably around about 12 o'clock.
Well, hit me up. I mean, I'm just breaking news. I'll be in the booth again for Touchdown Radio. First time doing the game since the FIU game. So
are you gonna wear a muzzle?
Let's keep it close, and let's not say things that we shouldn't say this time.
Yeah, I'm about to say keep it clean, baby. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. But thank you, man, so much for coming on, Snoop, and hit me up and let's meet up in the parking lot so I can collect my money. I know I'm gonna win. All right.
Anytime y'all need me, man, just reach out and I'll be here, man.
Great seeing you, Snoop.
All right, Snoop.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What a cool guy, man. I wish I knew him a little earlier in life. He seems like a really, really good dude.
Man, he was out there that workout. He was like, man, I love that route. Show me that route again. And then at the end, he was like, man, I sure appreciate you, man, coming out here working out with me. I said, bro, I was working out too, trying to get a job.
You're competing with me for one spot.
And he said, what? He goes, I thought you was on the team. I said, my contract expired and I broke my hip. So I'm here to work out too. But just a nice guy.
You make it?
I know I didn't.
You didn't. And I guess he didn't.
I think he did, because remember he said
he said
he hurt his spine. Yeah. So Wanstead had told the wide receiver coach beforehand that I don't care if Lamar runs a 4.2, I'm still not re-signing him. So he said, you can still work out. I said, yeah, might as well. Hell, I'm already here. Let's go. And I did well. So, but what a great guy. Again, those, for some reason, and I know what it is, and I know my brethren are going to hate this, those guys are balanced people, because it started up top. We had coaches that were about winning, and Bobby it seems like he was more about making those guys better men. Our culture down there was about winning games, and those coaches were about winning. You can do what you want to do, but I'm the coach, but you're gonna win on Saturdays. It just seems like Bobby was more about keeping those guys grounded. And I've always had respect for him. I used to watch the Bobby Bowden show on Sundays. I just love it. He say "Dadgummit," and Gene Deckerhoff would have to say, "Coach, that was Derek Brooks." He said, "Oh yeah, boy, that boy, his mama out of Gene, she made a hell of an apple pie." He don't know the kid, but he know what the mama cooked when he came in on the business. I love watching that, man. And I just, I got a chance to meet him a couple of times, and man, it's just a great man. And again, that's why a lot of those guys coming from there, I can run off a whole bunch of them. The Warwick Duns, the Derek Brooks, the Snoop Minnis, just a bunch of good guys that not saying my guys aren't good, but we just had a different mindset. And it's unfortunate that we might have won the game a lot back when I played. We might have won the game a lot, but those guys, I think they also were winners too in the game of life because they got to experience a man that taught them about faith and being a man. So,
you know, it's pretty ironic that you guys are doing this on the show, and a lot of the fans, and I'll speak for them, respect Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
We don't respect Florida.
No,
we respect Florida. And actually, when they play each other, I always root for Florida State.
We all do.
We
all do.
We all do, right? So, you know, they're kind of like our team. They're like Miami North. They say, and I think it's a good rivalry. It's a damn shame in the last 10 or 15 years it hasn't been like that, other than when they had the national title. But you know, hopefully we can get it back. Hopefully they're on their way up. Not this Saturday, but we will be on our way up.
Man, the thought of the things that Snoop said about Florida State.
I don't know what he feels so great about. I mean, like they've been playing better than Miami, but
they have, but at the same time, I mean, the thing that scares me the most is by watching them, their front four, the D line, that big receiver and that quarterback.
Yep.
Because he can make things happen with his legs.
Yeah.
And as we still saw. Now, Virginia tried to manufacture some runs. They were better when they weren't called. It was when the protection kind of broke down and the guy was able to. But when they manufactured some runs, we stopped them, and we did a good job of that. But
especially in the second half, we clamped him down.
But this guy scares me. He scares me because he can run, and they you remember they used to run him a lot. Lenore's Murray says 31-13, Miami over Florida State.
Oh, man.
Boy, that would be great. That would be awesome. But I'm a 1-point win to me is a great thing.
What time is T-Buck coming on?
He's coming on in a few minutes, but let's take a minute and let's hear from our friends at Caneswear.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of I-595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
I think that's Brett doing his own live read, isn't it, Bruce?
I like that, though.
Yeah, Brett.
I like it. I mean,
so LT, what do they got going on? You know, tell us a little bit what Caneswear's got going on there for this week for Miami, Florida State. I know you got he's going shopping first.
There you go.
Look at this. This is all this Miami Night stuff right here. Look at this. This is nice. This is a little jersey right here. Adidas, glow in the dark type deal. Let's see here. You got this shirt, which I might try to get this.
I like that one. I bought that one for my son.
This is pretty nice right here. This is
yeah.
I might get one for T-Buck for my boss. It's about the U.
I have 30 of those.
This is lightweight. Let's see. This is the golf shirt that no, this is not the golf shirt. This is a jacket. Okay. And in the back, see, I got that little design back there.
Is that lightweight too?
Yeah, it's lightweight. This is all lightweight stuff. And this is pretty interesting right here.
That's pretty interesting. I like that. It's different.
This is like a combination between a guy riding like a bike and maybe a guy that's
that is really nice. Like,
what is that, like a short sleeve windbreaker?
Yeah, the coach's windbreaker type deal.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that.
Cool. I like the color. And then for the ladies, the nice or men, the short cutout shirt.
The ladies where the shirt rides up a little. Yeah, I like that one.
I wouldn't recommend you wear that, LT. I like you in that lime green short sleeve.
This is one of my old football jerseys right here. I can't wear this anymore. But yeah, I got a lot of great stuff here. You know, obviously, it's a night game and we're wearing orange. But hell, come on out and get you some of this gear, man. It's supposed to. I'm hearing a lot of fans are going to be wearing black, this Miami Night stuff, because it's some hot stuff. It's really cool stuff.
I think I'm going to go tomorrow and get that green one that you showed.
And this is a golf shirt, man. This is nice and lightweight.
I like
it, man. This is, I don't know what that design is, but it's cool, man. It's very light. It's almost like it's like one. I don't know what it is, but it's very nice. It's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt. There's so much stuff here to choose from. Man.
Look, LT, you're reminding me of your little girls in the store right now. That day I ran into you at Caneswear, and Lamar's kids are running all over the store like, "Oh, Daddy, I like this. I like this." It was awesome, man. Nothing like Daddy daycare, Lamar.
And don't forget that. And I told you guys, if you've been watching, they're going to expand now. They're moving down the street. They don't want to talk about it, but it's a bigger store. And they're gonna have a lot more stuff in here, so you might want to come in and become friends with them and see if they'll give you one of those friends and family discounts.
They're like a bottle cap flip to the spot.
And if you get trouble during Miami FSU weekend, don't forget the law office of Christine Rosendahl, Esquire, PA, 561-512-6199. Give her a call. Tell her to just send you one of her cards, man, so that if anything ever happens to you in South Florida, give her a call. She's on Clematis Street in West Palm Beach, and Christine Rosendahl, Esquire, will come to your rescue.
Well, it may be some fights in the stadium Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why. That's hey, when you're drunk and you sober up and you're in the holding cell, remember Christine. Remember just.
All right, Lamar. So Snoop made a good point. If Tyler Van Dyke is able to play this weekend, I think he's very astute in saying that increases the Miami Hurricanes' chances of being in the football game in the fourth quarter. And, Vegas made the line initially, Florida State a 9-point favorite coming to Miami. I mean, that is unbelievable. Okay. Yeah. I mean, isn't that crazy? And when Mario after practice yesterday, actually it was this morning, started suggesting that Tyler Van Dyke was making good progress and starting to look pretty good, and he might play. The line went down to 7. So people agree with Snoop that Miami with Tyler Van Dyke is a lot more dangerous in this game than.
Of course, Gary, because look at the Florida State's defense has to respect that bomb and the ability for him to throw the ball. I mean, he's not going to get rattled like Garcia has. And I think there's a respect factor for that kid. He started to play great before he got hurt. So, yeah, it's going to change the way they're going to go after this game.
So so I was wondering, you think Mario's telling the truth? I was a little bit surprised that he came out and said that this morning. Hey, Tyler's looking good. He's practicing. I would have thought he would have tried to keep that under his hat. Is he like playing a little possum with Mike Norvell right now? What do you think?
I think maybe. I mean, because to be honest with you, I'm TBD. I might say, hold on, man, I'll come back after Clemson.
No, I think as we talked about with Ja'Cory Brown, when he's in there, there's options. Yeah. And now I think he's throwing a bone out to their coach saying, now TBD may play. You have to get ready for 2 quarterbacks because you don't know who. If he would have come out and said he's definitely not playing, that would have made it easier for them.
Actually, 3 quarterbacks. But, you can't forget about the onion factor, the Coach Randy Shannon factor.
Okay, which is what?
I like just throwing his name out there. I don't know if it does anything, but I like throwing it out there. The fact that he's a Miami guy. He's a linebacker.
He
coach.
is such a piece of work, man.
And
he's coached at every school in Florida, Lamar.
And you know what? He's enjoying it. He's so much more relaxed and so much more chill now. I mean, hey, he collects a lot of money to be a coordinator or a linebacker coach or whatever, and he's enjoying his life. Also, what's his name? Ryan Bartow is up there and recruiting high school liaison. I think that's what it is, or something like that. He's a South Florida guy. Dugans is back there. At his school. Dugans was down here as a receiver coach. Some interesting dynamics, man. This is gonna be a good. I'm hoping it's a good game.
Right.
I mean, 7:30 at night. The game's not gonna be over to late wee hours. I hope that I'm driving home happy, content, than driving home all pissed off because it didn't go well.
Hey, maybe Miami will play like they did against A&M and let it all hang. You know?
Hey, maybe they'll play like they did against Notre Dame a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
when that place was rocking.
Yep.
Okay, it's gonna be a. They said it's gonna be a
lot
sellout.
of Florida States in there too.
Yeah. Do you think so? You think it's gonna be a sellout, a true sellout, or is this just a numbers sellout where they just say, just like you look at the TV and they say, oh, 40,000, and it really looks like 10.
I mean, let's take a look. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to try to answer that question by looking and seeing what they're still selling on the regular ticket office. And that's a darn good question, Lamar. The resale market is pretty strong. But if you go on MiamiHurricanes.com, there is still a purchase here button up at the top. And there still are some sections where they got a few seats, but man, it doesn't look like they got a lot. I'll tell you that. Everything says low availability. And
it is our homecoming. Okay.
Yeah.
It's our homecoming. Maybe Norvell won't want to shake Mario's hand after it because we scheduled it for homecoming. The old Deion Sanders thing. The fact that it's our homecoming, so we got a lot of people coming back. That adds fans. And the fact that it's a Florida State game, it definitely is going to sell. And, they even, as far as alumni, we usually get a ticket plus one. They said weeks ago when the season started, we only get one for the game, one ticket. And so they're making sure that that there are enough tickets available for this game. They're thinking it's going to be a sellout.
It looks to me like they're all on the upper deck. It looks to me like maybe a couple thousand tickets left. So
yeah, wow, I've got a club seat that I can't use. So if anybody wants it.
All right. Well, I'm looking at in the lobby. All right, and we had the Cane Killer on earlier, and now we got the General, aka Lamar's boss, coming on the show. There he is. We'll call him Mr. T-Buck, head coach T-Buck. Welcome back to the Lamar Thomas Show.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Like you was talking about, you need us to sell tickets. Y'all have like 2,000 fans there. I'll come on this show and bring the ratings up too. So we just Florida State, no blooded is she down there. We just trying to help the Canes out, man. We're in the same state. We feel for you guys. We just want to give you a little bit of love, and then go down and beat you down, but we still want to help you.
I don't think you really truly believe that, but we'll let you say that because you're my boss. Let's get right into, I usually ask all the guests, why did you leave Pascagoula, the great state of Mississippi, where they pay the players to stay home? Why did you leave there and go to Florida State University?
Well, they didn't offer me enough in the Pell Grant, so down there. So I had to go somewhere where, for real though, it was Coach Bowden.
Wait. So the viewers know he threw a dig at me. Okay, now since he's a head coach, he feels like he's Kevin Hart's brother or something, so he throws jokes out now. But he's talking about the Pell Grant, which we got in trouble. Okay, now go ahead, Buck. Yes. That was funny. Okay.
Yes, it was very funny watching you guys. But anyways, Coach Bowden, major influence, Coach Mickey Andrews, and then you had the Deion effect, the hottest player in college football at that time, 1989, Deion Sanders. And so you combine that with, you got coaches that coach the hottest football player, the number 5th pick coming out, same position. Why not?
Well, you said 1989, T-Buck. Who won the national title that year? Just ask me.
I don't know. All I remember is
it starts with the U. It starts with the U.
Well, I remember you guys coming to Doak, and I broke up a pass on Mr. Thomas. I knocked a ball loose on running it back. Dexter Carter put the flag on, I think it was Bernard Clark's head, and we came out there with a W. We beat the eventual national champ team, so I can live with that.
okay, there's a couple things we need to talk about. Okay, first of all, that play, you got a pass interference in the end zone. Where I leaped up over you, and actually it took me like 2 days to come down, and you were there waiting, and you pushed the ball out my hand. They called pass interference. 2, we didn't tell you to lose to Southern Miss and who was it? Auburn? Who's your lowest?
I don't know. We won like 10, 11 in a row. I don't remember.
Yeah, but you lost the first 2 games.
I don't remember that.
And you did kick out, but that was Gino Toretta's first start. And you know, you were out there. I remember you being out there. You were really a nobody. And then the next year, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, man, this guy Terrell Buckley. I'm talking about the little dude I played against, little Gary Coleman guy. I played against the year before. He's somebody now. And I started watching the highlights. I'm like, man, he's gotten better. And
I can say the same about you. You got bigger. I think you was like 135 pounds soaking wet. I think the next year you might have been 142.
Well, I can't say this, but you know, you were a tackler at one point in your career. I mean, like you came up and you put that wood, you bang, that one year, and then the next year you came out, you didn't have no pads on, no nothing, and you straight was going for interceptions every play.
No, that's not true. The first 2 years I played bouncer corner. I played behind eventually All-American and a NFL Hall of Famer in Leroy Butler.
Okay.
And so you had to be more physical. Put the pad on, ask your running backs.
Steve McGuire.
Yeah, ask them about that forearm pad. And my junior year, I moved to field corner. And so you had to be more of a cover guy, more with your athletic, agile, just like Orlando Gordon's our logo. You know, fierce defender, stand guard, and be loose and limber. And that's what I was. So you have to be able to adjust. Just like you guys, I wish, you know, we've been hearing about the Canes are back for like 20 years now. And we get the same thing. I mean, adjust. You hire your former players, the former guys. We got this guy. We're gonna recruit. We gonna control Miami-Dade, keep them in. We don't recruit past Palm Beach, and you get the same results. So try something different.
Yeah, next year. Next year, T-Buck.
It's all next year, and then it's gonna be next year.
Yep.
Then
It's coming though. It's coming.
This is the difference. This is the difference between this year and next year. You won't have a sellout. You won't have more than 5,000 because you come into Bobby Bowden Field, Doak Cameron Stadium. So we ain't gonna be able to rescue you guys next year on the financial side of filling that stadium. So
that's the worst road trip in the ACC, man. They gouge everybody in those hotels. They have all those. They pay like $700 a night in those motels up there.
And we got to make up. We got to make up for taking care of y'all. That I mean, you know, it's like let's make up for doing everything for them. Let's charge them extra.
All right. So, but okay, so you come in there. So was Dion there when you got there, or was he had already left?
He had already left. He was 5th pick in Atlanta, making millions. He was doing his thing. You know what we do. That's what Florida State DBs do.
And you thought that you were gonna come in and be his replacement right off the rip. I
no.
After winning what 2 state championships at Pascagoula.
Well, we won one. We got beat in the playoff, but yeah, just winning. You know, losing one game in high school. Just used to winning. Just what we do. You know, that's what I was used to. That's why I went to Florida State. We wanted to be clean and win ball games.
So Miami didn't recruit you?
Yes, I turned down Miami.
No.
Jimmy Johnson was there.
No. Come on, man. Come on.
I told him no.
Absolutely
on,
not. Like why?
Like the Gators. You say just like where you supposedly are from, but we know you from Ocala. Just like the team in Gainesville, turn them down too. And you keep claiming you from Gainesville. Tell the people the real. You were from Ocala.
I claim
Ocala. You're not from Gainesville.
Okay. So I really believe you did turn down Florida, but there's no way.
Why would I go to Miami when we got Dion up there, gonna be the 5th pick, Bobby Bowden, Mickey Andrews, FAMU, the set. Why would I come to Miami?
Did you see what Michael Irvin did to them? I mean,
He got.
maybe that's probably why you wanted to go there. You knew they DBs sucked, and you figured you could walk right in there.
I saw some bad calls. I saw Mike kissing balls on the sideline. You know, so too what, so what. But it wasn't that big. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Hey,
uniforms are ugly. Y'all wear the same. You wear white pants, and I don't know what color the jerseys are, but I mean it's the same day every week. I mean, that's some imagination.
It was back then.
All you have to do is throw up the U, like Miami Hurricanes. You throw up a U. I mean, come up with something else more original.
Oh God! Hey, let's change the subject here for a minute.
Yeah, tomorrow there's going to be an ad in the paper looking for a new assistant head coach.
Yeah, seriously. Let's talk coaching for a minute.
Yeah.
T-Buck, you're the new head coach of the Orlando franchise of the XFL, and this is the third time I'm saying this tonight, but I'm really touched by this. In all seriousness, you got a Florida State guy who's the head coach of the Orlando Guardians, I think it's going to be.
Yes, the Guardians. Baby, standing guard.
And you hired a Miami guy,
I know.
Lamar Thomas, to be your assistant head coach. And to me, when you look at the battles that these two schools have had on the field for all these years and whatever, like this is one of the coolest things that I've seen in many, many years, too many years of covering college football, being around you guys. Tell us a little bit about that. Why Lamar Thomas?
The ultimate respect, like he mentioned, we talked about earlier, 1989, when we first met on the field, two fierce battles. We look on the other side of Miami, and we see ourselves in the same way. Off the field, we started to hang out, and the similarities just kept kicking in. And then we had the opportunity to play with each other. With the Dolphins, of course, I used to dog them in practice every week. And after that,
it doesn't matter what we talk about. It doesn't stop.
I'm just saying it's competitive, and we see it. I own them on the field, I own them on the golf course, and then after that, people realize we work with each other. And we had Florida, and we split up. We worked really, really well. Together, and we got things done. And his knowledge and wisdom of football, of how to treat players, all the things that I believe in, it matched. And so when this opportunity came along, and I needed what they say, that assistant head coach to be able to step in when I'm not there, I have to go out and do some things. Same philosophy, demand excellence. Know what talent looks like, is going to run the program first class. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, who is better than Lamar? He's been there. He's done that. Not just as a player, but as a coach also. And then I personally, obviously, have seen him work with players in the developmental part, on and off the field, and all stories of growth. And being able to relate, it goes hand in hand.
I have a question for you, T-Buck, and LT as well. So you're going to be picking these guys to play on the Orlando franchise. So what areas are you looking at, both coming from FSU and Miami, to have you're building the defense, the offensive line? How are you approaching this? Because I'm just curious where you guys are going with it. You were a DB. He was a wide receiver. But everybody keeps saying you win this in the trenches. So talk about what your philosophy is going to be looking at these guys to play for you.
Well, I want to say this as being just like you guys. We've been in this business at this level, college to the pro level, for over 30 years. And I've been around some great coaches. And we sit in these last 15 years plus in these recruiting meetings. I've recruited 15 offensive linemen that has came in and started or went to the next level. And the same thing can be said about defensive players. So the studying and understanding what it takes to win, to put together a team, well-versed in that. And that's why I want to take this opportunity of the philosophy of looking at, we have a database, answering your question, of over 1,800 players.
Wow.
Obviously, we are in, and we've been at this for about 5 months now. We just had a big, what we call pre-draft camp in Orlando. We had like 200 guys out there. Lamar had, 60 wide receivers. He had the biggest group. So the philosophy of recruiting, of knowing how that's helped me, of building a team. And the other thing I've done is I've been visiting other head coaches. I actually went to University of Florida for a day. I went to Florida State for 2 days. I went to the Green Bay Packers. I did visit the pros. I followed that up with University at Buffalo. And so just going around, talking to head coaches, talking to personnel people, making sure my vision, what I'm thinking, aligns with what we're trying to do.
When are you going to spend 3 days at Miami?
No. Ain't no, I mean, you see what you guys putting on the field.
We got Mario, we got Charlie Strong, we got Kevin Steele, we got the Royals winner from last year, Taylor. Josh Gaddis, we got Jason Taylor hanging out.
Reed.
I would go see Reed, and I would go see obviously JT, but that's about it.
How about Alonzo? We want to talk to him.
Well, that's Coach Thomas. I'll let Coach Thomas fill in his lit philosophy, and he's been doing obviously an excellent job of helping. Let Coach Thomas tell you some of his input and what he thinks about how to build a team. That's the most exciting thing, is how to build it. We've had, I'd say 100 hours of conversations about how to put it together.
Is there a draft?
And it's ever changing.
Is there a draft, you guys? There's a draft.
Yes.
And you know where you pick in the draft, or they haven't decided yet?
We just got that. And what we've done, this is when I say being prepared, right, for everything. We have been the last month trying to decide, because we didn't know the order. And we know we have 8 teams. We knew we had 8. We got 8 teams. And we knew it was going to be a snake draft, 1 to 8. So we knew we was going to pick from 1 to 8. So we prepared like we had the 8th pick in every round, which means you have to have a lot of guys on the board.
Yeah.
When I say it's like recruiting, it's almost like forward tough. You built Ram, we are built for this.
What is this league going to be like? You got, I forget how many teams there are going to be in the league, but
8.
And they're all owned by the league.
Yes.
It's a little interesting. How does it work? Obviously you guys are competitive. You want to win, but it's a little goofy that the league owns all 8 teams. And how are the dynamics of that going to work out?
Well, it is different, and it's also exciting, right? We spent a lot of time together with other head coaches, so it's already been some squaring off with some guys, some trash talking, right? And you're like, I hope I'm in your conference. I hope I'm in your conference. We got some old guys. We got some young guys from different spots. To me, it's like you get the most competitive battles out of each other when you know each other, and it's personal. It's not anything to do with money and all that. You ever see guys play really, really hard and pick up basketball games on the golf course? That's what this league is going to be about. You talking about some great football, the relationships we form with the NFL, where we're going to have top of the line talent too to pull from. We have a thing with the NFL Alumni Academy and the database that we've seen. This is going to be some very good quality football, and you have some competitive coaches, and it's going to be fun. And all I tell the guys, scrap it up, like Lane Kiffin say, bring your popcorn. We're going to light that scoreboard up.
You have a TV contract?
Yes, ESPN.
Okay, wow.
So we're going to be on ESPN.
TLT on the sidelines. I'll be there.
Yes, we're going to be on TV more than y'all.
Not right, Buck. Hey, Buck, the thing is, in this league, the fact that he hired me as, we've been friends a long time, and I was able to, before he hired me, I was able to help him a couple of times, and it got to the point where, hell, I thought I was an agent. I get Bobby Petrino to pull me out of a meeting and say, hey, Lamar, I'm taking you with me to Louisville. After we'd only been there 8 months. And I said, "Oh, okay, coach." He said, "Yeah, so don't tell anybody. I can only pay you this and that." And so when he finished saying, I said, "Thank you, coach. Coach, do you have a DB coach?" He said, "No, not yet." I said, "Terrell Buckley, coach." He said, "T-Buck." I said, "Yeah, coach. Not only is he one of my best friends, but he's a good man and he'll do good by the kids." And he said, "Where is he now?" I said, "Akron." He goes, "Where the fuck is that?" And I said, "Coach, somewhere in Ohio, I think." He said, Can he be there in 3 days?" I said, "Coach, he can be there tonight." And that he got the job. And that's just how it is, man. We've been friends a long time, and I knew we played a lot of golf together. The whole thing about even me going back to school was because of him. I mean, he went back to school and I saw it could be done. And he got into Florida State's program. And that's how he started off his whole coaching. I went back because of him, because of
well, back up, tell him where you was gonna go if you wouldn't have went back. I had worked out a deal. Tell him that.
I think I had told this story before, but so I was gonna go to Florida State because so he had worked out a deal with who's the AD or the president.
Yeah, we had a special program. We had a special program for former players where we could take care of everything, get it organized, house, and make it real easy. You just come in, get your books done, and get out of there. And the U, as y'all want to say, didn't have that.
They told me no.
Giving Lamar problems, and I'm like, "Hey, man, we take you up here."
Well, I think it was the AD, and he said, "Hey, we would love for you to come to school at Florida State." I said, "For real?" He said, "Yeah, but do me a favor first. Let them know that." So I called Randy because I had called him about 3 weeks before that, and he said, "Nah, we don't have no program like that." I said, He said, "Nah, we don't have that." So, all right. I said, "Hey, Randy, just so you know, I'm probably gonna be going to Florida State to finish my degree." He said, "Hold on, LT, let me call you back." 2 days later, they called me and said, "Hey, we started a new program. You're gonna be the first one to go through it." because it was it's a win-win situation. You got guys coming back to finish school. You get the APR points. We get a degree. You get and it's a great deal. And so they didn't have the program, but because I told them I was going to Florida State to finish up, which would have been a feather in Florida State's cap. Hey, we got your guy up here, and he's finishing up here. They said, "Nah, we're gonna do it." Shalala, President Shalala, I was thankful for her and Coach Shannon giving me the opportunity to finish up, but it was because of T-Buck.
I would say this too. Besides the competitive nature of all us, we're in this business too to be able to help people.
Yes.
And so the ultimate respect that we have for guys that we play against. I know we clown and have fun, but deep down, I mean, but a bunch of my good buddies are Miami Hurricanes. We play golf a lot, and we would give our back. I would give my back off the shirt for a lot of those guys. So it's ultimate respect for the Canes. I know we have a good time and do all that, but it's ultimate respect.
And that's what we had Snoop on earlier, and he said something similar to that because we prepared to play against each other. I mean, it was hard. It was hard playing against Buck your junior year after I knew we were friends because I was a dirty dude out there now. But my guys said to me, "Hey, man, you gonna do like you gonna cut people and you gonna talk about his mama and all them?" Nah, man, I can't do all that, man. I know the guy. And it kind of took me out my game a little bit. Plus, the fact that Mickey Andrews had a good game plan, and on third down, which Gino, my dog, he looked for me on third downs. Well, Mickey Andrews said, "Okay, I got something for you." On third down, T-Buck followed me everywhere I went. And we had already said we were not going to throw at T-Buck. We weren't going to challenge him because you have these players that can change the game in the blink of an eye, and he was one of those guys. So why give him the opportunity? There are other guys on the field that were okay, but not as good as him. So we just said we weren't going to throw him. So on third downs, I was just out there talking to him about life. I mean, I knew the ball wasn't coming to me, and he still got an interception.
That's right. And if you would have cut me, that would just made me angry. You don't want to see me.
Yeah.
Wait till one of your receivers drops a pass.
Are we going to see are the rules exactly the same, or what differences are we going to see? Is there anything exciting in this XFL that we could look forward to?
Oh man, we're gonna have we're allowing the double pass to happen, even if you don't have to throw behind the player. We changed some of the overtime rules. We're gonna kind of incorporate like soccer, a shootout. We got a 1, a 3, and a 5 point, 2-point conversion. One of the things I really, really like is the punt. We want to bring the return game back. So you cannot leave until you count to 3. And if Mississippi, I'm going to say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, then the gunners can cover the punt. And so the strategy in that is what type of punt return do you want? I wish I had Greg Reed or Devin Hester or somebody like that back there that we could really do some special things. So those are just a couple.
Wait, Coach. Another thing. Since I'm the special teams coach, I'm going to say you can't punt the ball out of bounds.
Yes, you can't punt out of bounds.
There's no coughing corners. Okay, so we don't need a rugby punter. You can't kick the ball in the end zone either. That's a penalty. They want returns.
Wow.
Okay, and on the kickoff, you don't have to run 50 yards. They're lined up maybe like 10 yards from each other, 10 yards apart. The kicking team cannot leave. I think it's like 35. They can't leave until he catches the ball. You can't kick the ball in the end zone. That's a penalty. They want returns. They want excitement. Okay. So these rules are going to bring some excitement, and the fact that the NFL, we have any rule that they want to try, the XFL is a lead to try them. So we already have that blessing. So it's coming together. It's coming together.
And we don't want to be out there alone in 3 hours. You get some of these games that go.
Yes.
So one of the things that I fought for to have, instead of having that middle judge that's in the way on defensive side, make him a spotter. Spot the ball. His whole job is to run, be in shape, and follow the ball. Spot it right off the goalpost. So that's going to be one. I think it's going to be very, very exciting, high quality, well organized league.
Let me follow this up, special teams coach. So if the guy kicks off and the guy's at the 4-yard line ready to catch it, he decides I'm not catching because he thinks it's going to roll in the end zone. That's a penalty, or does he have to catch
it? Penalty. It's a penalty.
Well, that's almost impossible. How do you do
penalty that? On the kicking team.
Yeah.
It's a penalty. Right. Another thing too.
Well, we're working on this too. That might be if it lands inside.
If it lands inside, yes.
Now that's going to be different. If he lands inside,
yes.
So he has to feel that it's going to be bad for the receiving team if you let it hit. So the promotion of it, and we've gone through that. If it lands inside, it's going to be a penalty too.
Now, also,
and the same thing for the coffin corner. If it goes inbounds and rolls, that's not a penalty, is it?
No, that's going to be a penalty, but the receiving team will be punished.
Okay.
Receiving team. Now, and also the onside kicks, we're just going to go for it. It's like a 4th and 15.
You got an option.
Instead of kicking an onside kick, you just go for it on 4th and 15 from the 35. If you make first down, you keep going.
Okay.
So you have an option.
I don't know if we're going to be able to broadcast this, Gary, because I don't know the rules.
Yeah, this is getting a little complicated.
No, it's going to be when you get into kicking, the kicking part, all you're going to say is, I'm going to see a return.
You're going to see a return.
And then instead of 4th downs, you have the option, okay, do we want to take the offside kick or do we want 4th and 15?
Okay.
So it adds some excitement. It speeds the game up. And to me, the 2-point and the overtime rules are awesome. You're going to have a lot of red zone plays and not just them cookie cutters either.
Yeah. You got a 2-point bank, as we call it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've been working at it for a long time, and we still got a lot of work to do. I mean, this draft is coming up, and, hell, I had to get a new phone because I burnt the other one up because we've had conversations between myself and this whole staff and Coach Buckley, and it's fun. it's so far it's fun. It's it's just a lot, and you got all these players. You got a draft pool of, and you said 1,800, coach. I think it's like 2,000 something now.
Yeah, it keep climbing.
Yeah.
That's on the sheets.
That's on the sheets. So, I mean, and guys, I mean, you can't get drafted unless you're in the draft pool. So the guys are to this right now. I guarantee if I look at my phone, I got 20 agents on there saying, "Hey, I got this guy. Can he get in the draft pool?" I'm like, bro, where have you been?
Where have you been
at? Yeah, where you been? You just, I can't just put him in. Just we closed it. They opened it up. We closed it again. They opened it. I mean, it's a lot of guys. So it's gonna
and to that, what's really gonna be exciting about this, you guys are gonna have full access. They're gonna get to see what we're doing, kind of game plan, how we handling the success or non-success, versus when you sit there and you watch. I ain't gonna say the game, but you watch some. You watch some teams and you say to yourself, what have y'all been doing all week? We literally just saw this last week. Game on the line, you're in the red zone, and you run in this same play? Are you freaking kidding me?
That's what we've been saying. Are you freaking kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. So you get the fans to see us, and that's what I'm going to be saying. I've told the coaches, we want to be innovative. I don't want to be on the sideline. That Monday evening quarterback or Wednesday night Zoom calls talking about, are you kidding me? We running the same thing. So I put together a staff that are a bunch of winners. We have, I want to say I know at least over 5 Super Bowl champions, playing for great coaches, and the imagination will be there.
What's your colors? Do you have colors yet? What's your colors?
That we are dark green, lime, a little bit outline in that light, and then gray with some white.
And orange eyes.
Ain't no orange. There's no orange. I don't even know what that is.
Gary will get you in Caneswear.
Yeah, we'll get you in Caneswear. Hey, T-Buck, now that you're a head coach, I'm sure you're thinking, what am I going to model myself after? And, it's a different type of responsibility. I'd be curious what you think about a name that's got to be near and dear to your heart, and that's Deion Sanders, who to me is reinventing the head coaching position.
Yes.
He's walking into locker rooms, play my theme music, and he's got them dancing the music with the people in the stands, and all kinds of just stuff that we have never seen before in college football. And now they're talking about making him, elevating him to a Power 5 school. There's been some scuttlebutt, maybe Georgia Tech might give him a shot. Couple other schools. I don't know how his relations are with Florida State these days and all that. But like, what do you think of what Deion is doing at Jackson State? And as a head coach, who are you going to model yourself after?
I think what Deion is doing, what you said, is reinventing. You always sit there, and he's taking his personality, mine too, all that serious stuff. Man, you got to concentrate for this, and you can't talk. We worked for a coach that you couldn't talk 48 hours before the game. And you're like, Coach, what does that have to do with playing? The same guys that messing up and blowing coverages are the same guys that doing whether they talk or not. So what Deion is showing that if you prepare properly during the week and you understand what you're trying to accomplish, your game plan, who you're playing, you can do all that, because he realized, I'm not playing. You don't see the players doing that. It's him. He's like, I'm going to take the pressure off you and put it on me so you can go out and play. And I think he deserves an offer from a big school and take this same thing somewhere else. So that would make the game fun. You get tired of seeing the guys. You guys had a guy that was on the sideline with the tie on again, like it was back in the old days, and didn't win no games. So why not loosen up and do the same, right? My model is you got Coach Bowden, you got Mickey Andrews, who to me has been a head coach, was an assistant guy. You go to the pros. I really love how Coach Belichick he's a head coach. Not the defensive coordinator, not the offensive coordinator, not the special team, head coach of everything. And that's how I'm going to be. I feel like my knowledge, I don't know everything. I'm being involved in everything when it's needed. Get a guy's leeway to make something, but if there is a decision to be made, it's going to be made. And I can guarantee you one thing. If we're up 28-3 in the national championship game, or the Super Bowl, or the XFL, I don't know what we're going to call it, the XFL Super Bowl, we're going to win that game. I guarantee you that, because we're going to use that clock and we're going to know what to do.
I'll tell you guys this. Now, my buddy T-Buck, he is enjoying being able to tell me what to do. And
we understand.
We were at a youth camp that he was holding in Pascagoula. And
the Gula, man.
He had a megaphone and he yelled at me. Not once, not twice, but all day. Hey, Coach Thomas, I don't like that drill you're doing over there. Hey, Coach Thomas, you need to get some pep in your step. Hey, Coach Thomas, I had 5-year-olds. What am I supposed to do? And he was yelling at me. I said, oh, my goodness.
Hey, he was taking too long setting the drill up. We have a time limit. When you're doing a camp, he's over there setting the drill up, and it's taking 15 minutes. You only have 15 minutes of station, man. Let's pick it up. Let's go.
And then I asked him, because I wanted to know this question. I said, hey, Buck, here's the deal. We're on the golf course, and I said, Buck, okay, let's say I want to call a fake. Let's say it's a fake punt. We want to call a fake punt, or I want to call a fake punt. I'm going to give you a code word. I'm going to say a code word, and, I don't want to act like I'm going down there talking to you. We're going to do it very casually. Miami. Okay, how you feel about that? He said, listen to this. He said, you call it, it's on you. And I said, hell no, I know how this is going to go. I can see in the press conference, I don't know who the hell called that fake punch. But he needs to be fired. So this is going to put some stress on our friendship. I'm telling you.
I disagree. I think he's going to call you out by name. I didn't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
That was LT.
Hey, and then I'm going to add, guess where he's from? Miami.
Yeah.
The U.
And by the way, we have a kitty that I'm already, I think, $20 down. He says that every day that I wear University of Miami stuff, I'm gonna be fine. So I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna pay him for the whole year and just be done with it.
Yeah,
just get it over.
You're gonna leave your Caneswear wardrobe in Fort Lauderdale before you go up to Orlando.
Yes. I mean, unbelievable. Y'all see, every outfit, every day is something with that. I mean, give it a break.
Hey, just because that garnet and gold is ugly and you can't wear it with stuff, I can wear it. See, we even juiced it up. See this black here? We got the orange and green. I mean, this is look at this.
Man, that's the old man shirt you got on, man.
Hey, this shirt right here, I guarantee you give me 10 strokes, I'm gonna beat you again. I'm gonna beat your behind.
Stop begging, man. Y'all, you supposed to come from a proud heritage, man. Proud family. You out there begging all day for strokes. We're not.
Hey, bro, you're the guy that's gonna be on the senior tour in a couple years. I don't get to play a lot because I have daddy daycare transportation.
Yes, you
so the fact that I can come out there and still hang with you, and when you say 10 strokes, I know you're trying to embarrass me. Hey man, how many strokes I gotta give you? 10 a day?
But okay, everybody knows you guys play golf. Gary, Bruce, y'all play golf, right?
Yeah, I play golf.
Y'all okay, Gary.
I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. We didn't play golf and we didn't play tennis. No way.
Okay. Well, on the golf, if I know I got 10 bad swings in me,
and
I'm already up 10, I can play better. I'm not under pressure, right? I'm just like, okay, I got 10 strokes. And I might get lucky and make a par or a birdie here and there, and it's like, okay, it's on.
It's still pressure. Because when that number goes down to 4, 3.
Yeah.
Well,
the pressure kicks in. Hey, I got a question. Are you guys saving a few roster spots for some Canes and some Knowles up there in Orlando?
Well, absolutely no Canes. If they don't go early, it's over for them. We know how they finish. But the Knowles always have a spot. We finish strong. You know, just like all the bowl games we used to win. When we got in the big game, we took care of business. Canes, I don't know.
have a book right here, and there's a lot of notes in this book, and some of my notes are another cane I got to look, not another cane, another Seminole I got to evaluate. God dang. I mean, there are bunches of Seminoles, there are a couple canes. We got some guys from UCF, we got some guys from USF, we got guys from all over this state, West Florida. We got guys that we've evaluated from this great state of Florida that's going to help us put some butts in the seats.
Mm-hmm. And HBC, we got FAMU,
yeah,
they're capable.
Yeah.
Are you guys territorial? You have to be territorial, or you can go anywhere.
No,
anywhere.
But what we've decided was that we're going to have guys on our team that we've formed relationships with. We've seen them a couple times in person. Mm-hmm. We don't want to just be grabbing guys that we've never seen, and then when we get out to Arlington, Texas for camp, say, "Hey, I'm Coach Thomas. Nice to meet you." No, we want to have already known these guys and talked to them, seen them a couple times, and we've had 3 or 4 camps. We've been innovators actually in the XFL with the camps, and other teams have tried to emulate us. So I mean, it's been great, man. Coach Buckley has been, he's ever trying to push the envelope of what the league wants, and 80% of it they agree with it. Some of they don't, but when they agree with it, everybody they pass it along to the league. So it's been very fun so far, and hopefully it will translate into some wins and some fun times there in Orlando.
Well, it's like this.
A couple of quickies. How many games you play? 2, are there any head coaches that we would recognize the names? And 3, any former NFL guys that we would recognize their names that are not out of the league, but they're trying out for you guys?
Oh, yes. We have 10 games, and you have Wade Phillips. You have Rod Woodson, Hall of Famer.
He's a coach?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Las Vegas. You have Hines Ward, who's in San Antonio. You have Bob Stoops.
Really?
Wow.
Who's a head coach. You have Anthony Beck, who's in St. Louis.
He was from Notre Dame, right?
No, Anthony from Penn State.
Pitt.
No, I'm sorry. He's from West Virginia.
Something like that.
And then the last one you'll know is Jim Haslam.
Okay.
Jim Haslam. So you have some guy. No, I missed somebody.
Barlow. You missed Barlow in D.C.
Reggie Barlow, who's in D.C. So you have either years former NFL coaches, and then I just mentioned the borderline Hall of Fame or Hall of Fame players. So it's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah. And TV, you can't beat being on TV.
Oh, look at
real names and research that phony bullshit with.
Well, but think of this. Our owner, Danny and Dwayne Johnson
and Gary Cardinal, who's a Redbird Capital back financial.
I mean, you think about the movies that Mr. Dwayne has made. It's so hard to call him that.
What do you call him, Dewey?
But he's my boss, so I got to be careful. The movies that he's made with Disney, the relationship that he already has formed with Disney, is probably part of the reason why the Disney, ESPN, ABC deal was done. And so it's only going to be great. I mean, we've already spent some time at Disney. We had a photo shoot there. Was it 2 days ago, Buck?
Yesterday, man.
Yeah. Oh, it was yesterday, man. I can't remember nothing. So we were there, and they have a ride
kicking in.
They have a ride called the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
So we were outside that because we're the Guardians. We had to take pictures, and it was cool, man. We had
that's cool.
We had Shane Matthews, who's our quarterback coach, University of Florida, and Tony Carter, who's our defensive coordinator, that played at that school up in Tallahassee, and myself that played at the great University of Miami, and of course our head coach, the little big man, Coach Buckley. And we all took pictures. It was awesome. Yeah, and we rode the ride, which I'm still
so what stadium are you at? Where are you?
We
playing?
are at Camping World Stadium, man.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Let me tell you something. High school, I'm gonna tell all the high school coaches, you need to go back there for the state championship game. That stadium is unbelievable. What they've done there, the accommodations, It's centrally located too. They need to take those high school games back there. And you guys, the University of Miami need to ride up there. It seats about 22,000. You know, y'all get that bottom row about 8,000 and it'll be filled up.
Gary and I are gonna take a ride up there for one of the games. We're gonna be there.
Yeah, we love you guys come up. You get to see the festive crowd, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
We'll have to do the weekly Lamar Thomas and Terrell Buckley show.
We're working on that. We're actually working on our own podcast. It's been the whole.
Well, now I'm a head coach. That's gonna be side one. I'm working on one by myself first. As head coach, I'm gonna fire him.
But the problem has been we can't agree on a name because I think I'm going to carry the show and he's going to be my sidekick. That's where it's always been. When we recruited, I'm the talker. I'm the one that gets us in the door. And of course, I let him get in a couple words. But for the most part, and now he thinks that now since he's a head coach, he's going to overtalk me, and I have to allow it because he helped me get a salary. So hey, it is what it is.
That's right. Remember that.
And he likes to bring it up too. You know, the other day it was the first time he hadn't paid for my golf in a long time. And I was a little curious about that. I thought maybe it was a mistake. So I went in there and I said, hey, I'm all taken care of that. No, it's one person that hadn't paid. So I kind of mentioned it to him. He said, you're getting a salary now. You can pay your own.
Right. I know how much you make.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is gonna be fun. And hey, Buck, man, I definitely appreciate you coming on tonight, man. And you're the godfather of my girls. So we appreciate that. And just remember that if you think about firing me, they're gonna, be sad. So
yes, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate you, Coach Thomas. You guys do a wonderful job. And go Noles.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Thanks for coming on the show tonight, T-Buck, and talking about the Miami Hurricanes for the last 45 minutes. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks, Buck, man.
All right, T-Buck, man. Great.
See you on the Zoom call in the morning. Bye.
All right.
He's really he's the godfather of your kids.
Yes.
Wow, man. See that's unbelievable. Like, you guys probably take this stuff for granted. I don't. I mean, it's like I see him hiring you to be the assistant head coach of the team in Orlando when he's named the head coach. You name him the godfather of your kids. I mean, these are guys that were ready to, rip each other's neck off when they went head to head in Miami FSU games through the years. I mean,
but it's respect because when you
awesome, man.
play with these guys, that's what they talk about. It's respect.
It was one of those things for me personally. When you're going against a really, really good player, I always like to study everything about them. I like to know where they were from, if they had kids, all kind of stuff, because I wanted to feel like I knew them. And, as I got to know him, I played against him a couple of times. I'm like, he seems like a good guy. We even tried to visit each other a couple of times. That didn't work out too well because I went up to Tallahassee to Burt Reynolds Hall and they wanted to kick me out. And the same thing happened when he came down to Miami. They wanted to kick him out. So we were friends, but the buildings weren't friends.
Right.
So, and my teammates either jazzed me a little bit because I wasn't as aggressive on him, playing against him as far as doing dirty little things, cutting and, doing all kind of things because I thought of him as a friend. So, it was just one of those.
Really? You didn't do your thing against him? He's a
I mean, listen. Once I beat him for that touchdown,
now, I don't know about
that. Once I beat him for that touchdown in 1990, my whole world changed.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life changed. Now I became a household name.
No, you became a household name after the Teague incident.
No, I was a household name before that because
down here you were.
Without my plays, we wouldn't have never made it to the Teague game. Yeah. So here's the deal. I beat him for the touchdown. I knew at that point I had arrived. And, I just started talking to him. We just started, but before it was him doing all the talking. I really wasn't a talker. after that play, I became a talker.
You got to have material, Lamar.
Yes, I became a talker after that play because the whole thing was, hey, man, I don't even know why I'm covering you, man. I'm one of the best corners I should be covering Randall Hill or Wesley Carroll, the 2 first rounders. Who are you? Da, da, da. He just kept going on and on and on. Finally, Craig said, hey, if that little dude lines up in front of you inside the 10, we're going to throw the fade. Be ready. Boom. He lines up in front of me. I'm like, uh-oh. Boop, boop, boop. Gave him the move. Boom. Scored the touchdown. Now, I knew he had a bad, I think it was his right ankle or left ankle. So I gave him the move, and I knew he kind of buckled a little bit. I knew it was over. And I come back on the field after I scored that touchdown. Now you know my name. Now you know who I am, little guy. Yeah, it's on now, boy. I'm about to get paid. Hey, before the NL lines. But it's been a great relationship.
It's fun to watch. You know, it's fun to do this stuff. It's really fun. We had fun. You know.
Hey, by the way, I played one of my worst games besides the T game. My first NFL start was against him in at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We were playing Green Bay.
Wow.
I dropped 6 passes.
Wow.
5 of them on 3rd down. So the fans started booing me every time I came out on the field. It was my first NFL start.
Who was your coach?
Sam Weiss. So here was the deal. It was the 4th quarter. They were blowing us out. He said, LT, dog, you having a rough one. If you need me to catch it for you and give it to you, I will, because you're my friend.
All right, Bruce, we're going to take this home. Before you go, parting thoughts on Saturday night's game.
Look, after 8 games, it's really hard to pick Miami to win this game. They've made so many mistakes in every game. Every game's different. A lot of them have been ugly. I just want to see the effort. They played hard the other day, even though the offense stunk. I want to see the effort like against Texas A&M. Lay it all out there. Don't be so conservative. Give it our best shot. And the little things like wrapping up when you tackle and good play calls. Mix it up. Don't be conservative. I hope it's a good game. I really do. And maybe we can beat these guys. You know, if we get out in front of these guys, maybe we have a shot. So I'm just hoping it's a good game and everybody stays healthy.
Yeah, I'm not scared of this Florida State team. I'm not. I mean,
you're not.
How much better can their roster really be than Miami's roster?
Because their pass rush is good and our offensive line is bad. That's a bad matchup for us, Gary.
It is, but
bad
that's why Josh Gaddis was the Broyles Award winner. He's got to come up with a game plan to deal with that.
Oh, he's done it the first 8 games, so why would he do it this game?
We will see. All right, Bruce.
Guys. I'll see you guys.
Yep.
All right, Bruce.
We'll catch up with you soon. All right, LT. Man, let's take this home a little bit. Actually, first before we go, one last time, let's hear from our friends at Caneswear.
Welcome to Caneswear. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has all latest merchandise for the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Inter Miami Soccer, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of I-595, or online at Caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
So my feeling is this, okay? All this like rep counts and all this like playing by, I don't even know what word to use and all that has got to be like goodbye this week to me. Like you got to have Leonard Taylor out there 50 snaps.
Yeah.
I don't know if Messador is going to be able to play, but Mitchell Agudi's got to be out there, a lot. James Williams has got to step up and be better than what he's been. He's got to be able to tackle. Cam Kinchins has to put in the time during the week and make sure he's not having mental busts. We could go on and on. We could name almost every guy on the team, but it's the 9th game of the season, LT. They've gotten all the coaching that they're going to get at this point. Charlie Strong's not pulling any rabbits out of his hat with what he's got left at linebacker, which is not much. They got to find it within themselves to prepare properly for this game and rise to the occasion. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean this is this is a game that obviously I know the Florida State fans have been looking forward to seeing it. Seeing it beat us last year. Also seeing the struggles that we've had. So they've circled this game, and the fact that it's homecoming for us. What better way to crush the spirits of the University of Miami fans? But with that being said, the University of Miami has to find a way to not turn the ball over and to play good, solid defense. I mean, I know it sounds easy, but it hasn't been easy this whole year. And they put it together at times, but they haven't put it together other times. Those goal line stands they had last week against the Virginia team were beautiful. They got to play like that all the time. You got to make tackles. You got to be in the right spot, be in the right place. And, of course, you got to get lucky a little bit. But on offense, you got to be able to move the ball. And, you got to open it up a little bit. And especially with a team like this where they have such great athletes. This is this is athletes against athletes. And so with that being said, we've always said that you got to be able to open it up. You can't play scared. You got to let it go. I mean, you got nothing to lose. We already lost to Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah.
You can't get no worse than that.
I mean, we know they're going to target Colby.
Yes,
a lot, no question.
Yes.
But I want to see Jacoby George show up.
Yes.
On Saturday night.
Yes.
He's been showing signs that he can help a little bit. I think back to that one play he made in the Texas A&M game, one of the best offensive plays of the season, when he split the two defenders. And, I want to see him show up for a whole game. Mm-hmm. That he's got ability. I want to see Mallory involved more. Yeah.
About split these guys out a little bit, spread them out. Be able to tell where their blitzes are coming from, and make these guys see if they can make tackles in space. I mean, that's what teams have done to us. So, this is going to be a big game for Miami. I don't know if it's a big game for them recruiting, because they've been able to solidify a lot of kids. And some of these kids, I think, with Mario and his staff and the way they recruited, are going to stay. But it's just a good win for you as far as momentum and, going into the offseason. I mean, you got to try to get in a bowl game if that's the case. But this will be a great feather in your cap of a year that didn't go as planned, but you still have a chance to kind of savor a little bit if you're able to pull out a win against Florida State.
Yeah, you win Saturday night, you're probably going to get in a bowl game. You lose Saturday night, you got a little bit of a problem, man. Now you got 3 games.
It's going to be a long off season for those coaches.
Yeah, well, you'd have to win 2 of your last 3 just to get bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big game, big week.
Yes.
Big week for Mario. They're going to have a lot of recruits in town. All right, let's do a little word association here before we go. Let me start with a guy that I know we both remember a lot. That was a huge part of this series, obviously. Bobby Bowden.
Man, what a great man. And I said it earlier in the show, much respect for what he was able to do up there. And it's kind of a little, I wouldn't say jealousy. I mean, the fact that they were able to have a guy who taught them more about life and, because that's important in shaping a young man. And now as a coach, I understand why he was successful for so many years. You have all these coaches that are, it's all about winning, not about shaping these men. They don't, they get their hot streaks and then they're out of there and they're going with their money. But this man, it was like his life was meant to help these young men who, a lot of Florida State guys are really good guys. I'm not saying the guys I played with aren't good guys, but you think about some of the coaches that we had coaching us. I mean, their mindset wasn't on making us better men. Their mindset was on winning ball games, and that's just how it was. I mean, Coach Harrison probably was the closest thing, but that's because he was a player's coach. But Jimmy and Butch, I don't really think those guys even thought on that level. And kudos to those guys, to Coach Bowden and his family, and what a great man. And he's sorely missed.
Yeah, he really is. Josh Gaddis.
Josh, man, you had a game plan last week where you wanted to take it out of your quarterback's hands and keep it safe for him. I don't think that'll work this week. You're going to have to open it up a little bit and take chances. And hopefully this kid will come to play, or if TBD is back there. But you're going to need guys to make plays. And most importantly, you're going to need your offensive line to play well. And if they don't play well, we're going to have problems. You got, I think, who's number 74? He started for the first, was that his first start last year? I mean, last week?
Nez Cooper, the freshman.
Yeah, I mean, it's
big boy.
Be, he's a big boy, but he made some mistakes. And you make those same mistakes against Florida State that you made against Virginia, you're going to pay. And so, he's going to have to figure out a way to manufacture some protection. But at the same time, you got to show some imagination in this offense, because that's a good team over there with some really, really good players.
All right, and for our last one, I'm going to make a word out of this with just letters. UM-FSU. Don't ask me how to pronounce it.
I don't know about that one. Dash F, what? Say it again.
I'm a Fazoo.
I'm a Fazoo. I'm a Fazoo. That's what I am. I'm a Fazoo. I can say this. I'm excited about this game. I'll be up in the box with Touchdown Radio with Gino Toretta and JP, and first time being in the University of Miami booth since the FIU incident. So I'm really excited. I've been in the booth a couple of times since, but this will be fun for me because of first time broadcasting the University of Miami since FIU. So it'll be great. It'll be fun. I'll just have to remember that don't use the words like us, my, me, us. This is not. I have to do like what's that quarterback that played for the Dallas Cowboys? Not Romo, the other one. When he does a Dallas Cowboy game,
Troy Aikman. You can't even tell he played for them. Every now and then he tells a story. So it's gonna be fun though. I hope it's entertaining, a good game. Hope it's not a blowout, because those games suck when you have to do those type of games, because you got to find content to talk about. So we'll see. Well, if it's going well, I'm gonna miss you behind me in the press box.
Yes.
If it's not going well, I'm not gonna miss you behind me in the press box. I want to turn around.
Hey, I call that the library. Nobody's talking in there.
You don't need to talk. It's just you could just look at your facial expressions, and you can tell exactly what you're thinking at any given moment.
Well, good thing I'm doing radio, not TV.
All right, LT, great show, man. We want to thank Terrell Buckley for coming on. We want to thank Snoop Minnis. We want to thank Caneswear, as always, for sponsoring this show. Make sure you pop in there this week and take some of that Miami Knights merchandise off their hands. I want to thank Playa Bowls for making Lamar a smoothie, Pizza Heaven for giving him some food to eat, the law office of Christine Rosendahl, Esquire, PA, for being there, for all the guys of South Florida that find ways to get themselves in trouble. Not hard sometimes, but there's certainly a lot of ways that we all can get in trouble, and it doesn't hurt to have Christine Rosendahl's card in your wallet the way Lamar Thomas does. And Miami FSU, Saturday, Hard Rock Stadium, 7:30, national TV, ABC, for those of you that don't have a ticket and don't have the opportunity to go to the game. And let's hope it's fun. Let's hope the Canes show up and rise to the occasion. You know that Mario will do everything he can do to make that happen. So for LT, I'm Gary. Thank you for being with us tonight. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Go Canes.